The other day I was talking about the backdoor Roth strategy, and I wanted to clarify two very important parts. The first one being the timing, and the second one being the taxes. So in a backdoor Roth conversion, for the timing of it, when you're putting the money into your traditional IRA, you're going to make that non-deductible after-tax contribution. So that's going to go into the traditional IRA. And then the second part is you're going to do the actual conversion into the Roth. So the first part is the timing of it. You can make this contribution for the tax year up until your tax filing deadline, not including extensions. So let me use this year as the example. Let's say we're making this contribution for 2022. Even right now, we're in 2023, but we're not at the April filing tax deadline. I can elect for this contribution to be made in 2022. However, when we do the conversion occurs or is taxed in the year of the conversion. So because we're already in 2023, even though I did this contribution for 2022, but we're in 2023, so this conversion, if I do it this year, will be for 2023. I cannot do this part retroactively. So while this whole strategy is called the backdoor Roth conversion, it is really two parts to it. It's the contribution, the non-deductible contribution into your traditional IRA, and then a separate transaction of actually doing the conversion. They are not together in any way, shape, or form. It's just called the backdoor Roth conversion. That is it. You can actually make this non-deductible contribution and never touch these IRAs again and just let the money sit in there. That is a separate transaction. And the conversion is a separate transaction altogether. Now that is the timing of it. The second part that I want to talk about are the taxes. Now, a strategy that I talk a lot about on this channel, but I also want you to think a little bit more on this part, are the taxes. How can you avoid what's called the pro rata taxes? The pro rata rule says that we need to take an equal ratio of the pre-tax dollars. So they're like the regular contributions to your IRA, the pre-tax dollars to the after-tax dollars, because they want to tax you a little bit more. So that's one of the rules that they put in place. So they don't want you to cherry pick. You can't just say, I'm only going to convert these dollars. You can't do that. You have to look at all of your IRAs. So a strategy to get around that would be to take the pre-tax dollars and roll it into your workplace retirement plan like a 401k, which is not included in the pro rata rule. However, I say that, and it sounds like a great way to avoid these taxes. I personally would not do that. Why? Because in doing so, I'm basically losing access to my investment choices. So your workplace plan is going to have a limited amount of investments. Not that they're necessarily bad, but I like to have a little bit more control over my investments, so I'd prefer to keep it in there. So if I were subject to the pro rata rule, I would just keep it in there and keep it in that IRA and just fill out Form 8606 at the end of the tax year and help you track your non-deductible contributions. This could actually be fixed later on down the road. I say fixed, it's not really broken, but you can separate these later on down the road and simply by rolling it into a workplace plan at any point. And which workplace plan would I use? I would figure out how to get a little bit of a side hustle and open up a solo 401k, and that's where it would go. That's what I use, but I'm also a small business owner. But I would try to get a solo 401k attached to any side hustle that you have, and then you could basically do exactly the same thing and roll all your IRA money into that solo 401k and not have to deal with the pro rata rule. So if you can't solve the issue in that tax year and you still want to do a conversion to get more money over to your Roth, by all means do it. Just realize you're going to have a little bit more in taxes, but it's really nominal. The things that you want to watch out for are missing tax credits. So if your income gets too high and you miss a tax credit, other than that, I wouldn't lose sleep over just paying a few extra dollars in taxes to do this conversion, even with the pro rata rule. So that is the timing and the taxes to the backdoor Roth conversion. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.